Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to another Limitless Core live stream. And let me check on this audio because hopefully it doesn't sound like what it sounds like in my headphones. All right. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to another. It does. There is a twinge of shh. You hear that? Shh. Like a samurai sword or something is going through my microphone. Why are you doing that? Turn on noise suppression. There we go. That's better. That's way better. Close. There we go. That's a lot better. All right. Now, welcome to another Limitless Core live stream. I'm glad I was able to fix that audio for you so it'll sound better in your ears while you listen to me tell you things that I went over in my notes. And now let me verify that everything is looking good here. Everything is moving smoothly. And we're going to hop into this stream because we have nothing to wait for now. And I've pre-prepared for this stream. So I'm going to hop into the first little bit of material. And I told y'all, right, how to properly, or not even properly, but to take notes, right, on like your everyday life so you can know what the story is for you or whatever part of life you're in, right? And I do. See, I practice what I preach. You see these notes? And I'm going to start the stream off with my first part of my notes. And I heard this earlier today, and I was like, this is gonna be part of either the video today or the stream for today. And I decided to stream tonight, so we're gonna get right into it. So what I have here for you is magnetic and electric. And you may have heard this before, right? Magnetic is literally is what you pull in, what it sounds like, and electric is what you send out. Both of these are the common properties for those two things, right? And so, since I gave you the basics, I'm gonna read you what I wrote down. So, to be magnetic or magnetized, right? So, when visualizing or just in a creative space, whatever your creative space is, you get in a magnetic state, right? That means you start to pull things in. Things start to come to you, right? You get in a magnetic state when the sensation is similar to where the sensation is like similar to like a magnet on a fridge, right? So whatever you have been keeping inside of you, right, starts to come towards you during the meditation, right? And the visual picture is no longer a picture. You become one with it, right? So you pulled into a space, and that's why a lot of times when you meditate or go through different things in your life, when it pops up during a meditation per se, right, it feels so real, right? It feels like it's actually happening in real time. And that's what I'm explaining here, right? It becomes no longer a picture that you're just looking at from like, say I got a photo in my hand. I don't have a photo in here, but say I have a photo in my hand. I'm looking at the photo, but I'm not in the photo, right? There may be a picture of me, a freeze frame of me in the photo, but I'm third party looking at the photo. What I'm trying to explain here with the magnetic sense is you're not the third party looking at the photo in this sense. You are in the photo. You are the person that is in the photo. So all you got to think about, just to make this not complicated, is you got an arm right now. This arm, there may be a picture of you with an arm, right? Or that you can look at that has this exact same arm right here, right? But I'm not in that picture. This is just a still shot. But I'm right here though. My arm, my physical arm is right here. And that's what I mean by you become the picture, right? So that all that means is that's your body. That's it. That's your body, right? So you become one with it. It's It's like the visual image is being pulled to you and then on you. You become encompassed by the image that you were once looking at. So say you were visualizing something and it's a place or something that you were wanting, right? If you're wanting something, I mean you don't have it, right? So instead of wanting the picture that you're visualizing, you see yourself as doing whatever that is, or you see yourself experiencing whatever that occasion is. So now it's no longer a want, it's something that you are, right? So moving forward from that, right? So now you get a double dose of that, right? So, and now it's on you. So now it is you. So when I say it's on you, that means now that it is you and you're there. That is the moment that you're in. It's the moment that you have now become a part of. It's like being alive right now. This may have been a moment that I saw in a picture one time in my dream, and now currently in this moment, I have become a part of the moment. I may have once wanted to stream on YouTube or thought about it before in a childhood dream of mine, and now that moment has become reality. That's all that means. And remember that now what you want to do is remember this sensation, right? Just how that sensation made you feel, right? That's the part that you can grasp onto, right? So not per se everything that's around you, but just that feeling like, yeah, it's done. It's like a feeling of, yeah, it's done, right? And maybe take a stroll around. If you stayed in a place for a while, right? Maybe stroll around and look around at like everything that's there. So you get a better, full, all-encompassing perspective on where you are now, right? Because at that point, that is where you are now. It's already been done, so that's where you are now, right? So just walk around, look at everything, talk to some people that happen to be there, and when you see them there in the future, be like, yeah, bro, we already had this conversation. You might trip them out or something. It'd be funny. And then you can stay in that moment as long as you want. Just remember, though, that's a meditative space. It is done. That has actually happened. It's already happened, right? But when you get out and leave your meditative space, you don't treat it as if it's just something a part of your imagination. Imagination is a cool word, but with the way people define the word imagination, it makes you believe that whatever that was isn't actually real or true or going to happen, right? So I've used that word before plenty of times, but I can see how using that word could not be beneficial to people who don't believe in their imagination. So it may have been an imaginative moment where you created that, right? Just know that it's naturally a real thing. That's something that actually happens. So when you come out of your meditative space, just know that actually happened. That's all I'm trying to say. That actually happened, right? So, and see, I drew a magnetic and some little arrows pointing to it. If you can see that there, magnetic and some little arrows. And now we got electric, right? Or sending out. Right, and what I said earlier about electric is sending out what's already inside. So whatever you're sending out is what you have inside. That's why it's important to clean out your inner space, right? So let's read what I wrote down for electric. When you have enjoyed the moment, right, as you want it, you become electric. So you feel an electrified sensation. Like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I love that place. I would love to go back. Well, all you got to do to finish that out is become electric. You were magnetic, right? And now it's time to become electric. It's time to send that out. This is what they would call, you can interpret as letting go of something, right? And with becoming electric and being able to let go and send out, and I'm just going to say send out. We're not even going to say let go, because letting go is a trigger word for people. So we're going to say send out. So once you have learned that it's time to send this thing out of you, you're becoming electric. You're electrified, and now it's time to push it out into the atmosphere for you. So you become electric. Or for visual, you let go slash send out. Exactly what I just said. I already knew what I wrote. You detach from the moment and the sensation, right? And like bolts of electricity, it's being sent out. So imagine you felt something that you love so much, and now that you loved it, you are sharing it now. It is being sent out. You are sharing something that you loved so deeply, and that you're something from your experience that you enjoy so much that you want to radiate that out, right? Now you're radiating love and joy. Just like probably people have said before in the past, but they made it sound funny, so you couldn't understand it. And now you're radiating that. That joy and that what word did I use there? That joy. I'm just gonna keep it as joy. That joy that you felt in that moment is now you're radiating it. That is you now. So that is even more likely for whatever you visualize, whatever you became. That's what I'm gonna say. Whatever you became, you are becoming. Right? So the electric current you send out powers your creation. So that electricity that you send out from inside of you is what powers the creation that you just created, right? And like a car, it takes off towards its destination. And I want you, and like a car, it takes off towards its destination, right? Here, there is more acceptance. You accept that you've done your part and you let go. You have radiated. You begin radiating. You don't have to. You don't have to say have. You begin radiating that sense of joy and that love from that creation that you just created. And that's what you walk around as. That's the part that I don't think people grasp when they grasp the letting go aspect. You let go, but you become radiating that essence of what is done. What is done is done. And that's where you begin to live at that point. That's how your everyday life becomes the reality, right? So you begin to live it. So just send out the signal, accept, let go. Boom, easy. I just taught you how to manifest in such an easy way. Now, I drew a little electric sign, electric surrounded by arrows being pointed out. You probably can't read that. Becoming electrified may be even more important because it shows your trust in God, right? Anybody, right, can form an imagination and see themselves in their imagination. But becoming electrified is like you're saying, I trust that what I was just in is real and you're ready to accept it. That's why becoming electrified to me, I think, from my perspective, is a very important part of that. Because you can be as magnetic as you want to, but you can just be attracting anything, right? But when you send it out, you're sending out exactly what you attracted. You're sending it back out to be created out here in this place we live in, right? And I'm gonna leave it there for that one, okay? So that was the first one I had for you guys. Well, we got plenty more. I said it was a jam-packed stream. I said it was a jam-packed stream. This stream will also become a video on the channel, and I will edit the audio if it don't sound the best. So hopefully it does sound good, but if it doesn't, it's okay, bro. I got an application for that. So continue. After this process, you may feel tired or groggy / sleepy. So you know how sometimes, or you've seen these videos, right? Or when these people have manifested whatever, or I don't really want to use that word because it's a trigger word. When people have created something right in their life and it's about to happen for them, they always talk about that they got tired right after, right? They get sleepy. It's like when they tell you to pray before bed, right? You go to sleep immediately afterwards. Because that process of creating something, right, can be almost a draining / recharging. It just depends on what kind of person you are. And you may need a rest afterwards, right? So that's normal. And as you continue to get more efficient, right, your natural reserves will continue to grow. So, let yourself rest if that's what happens to you in particular, and grow as you go, right? Be honest, which is always a great thing. And the theory that I added here is people who talk to themselves excelled because they are used to being honest with themselves, right? A lot of people out here, are avid liars, right? But they have one person that they're honest with, right? Themselves. The only time I've seen a lot of liars be very successful, but the only time I've ever seen a liar not be successful is when they don't know when they're lying. A liar usually knows when they're lying, and they tell themselves the truth. A lot of people I know that tell the truth all the time, and then they lie by accident. They be like in turmoil or something like that because they no longer trust themselves. But a person who be lying, which is funny. I'm not saying I'm not advocating be like this. It's just funny to me. It's just they know when they lie all the time, right? So when they tell themselves the truth, they like, yeah, I know I'm telling myself the truth, but I'm lying to this fool over here. It'd be mad funny to me. But let's hop into the next note. That was a very pointless story. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. And now I have an example for you guys, right? If you are a pen to paper type of person, I have a way for you to put that pen to that paper and also achieve the same results, right? So it's done. So I titled it, right? Another little thing. My pen go crazy. I'm not gonna lie. My pen be going crazy. I'm like a scientist who don't believe in science for real, right? I love the theory behind like science because it's a way to build something for somebody who doesn't quite believe yet, right? That's what science is to me. It's a way to test something for someone who doesn't quite believe, and so I use that kind of method to test different types of my theories. So let's get into reading this. So there is a corporation that I want to build, right? And the basis around the corporation is showing people. Sorry, my mic is going crazy today. It's showing people that they have the ability to do anything, right? There's nothing out of anybody's grasp. Everybody can do anything. It don't really matter who you are, where you come from, what your life was like. Nothing. It's all of that other stuff is just a storyline. It's up to you whether you believe in that storyline or not. So, and what, right? So I gave myself a list of things to go through, right? So I go from what it is, right? The name or whatever it is I'm trying to build off basis, and then I define what my what is, and then next I go to what my why is. I go to what my who is. I go to my traits, and then I go to let go of how and when, right? I let go of time because time isn't a real thing anyways, right? So I also let go of the how because I don't know how it's going to happen yet, right? So I let go of those two things. And I also gave myself a blurb at the end is maybe in the future I can work with the how and when, but for now I'll grow as I go. Right now I don't quite completely understand the how and when works, right? So I haven't quite figured out how exactly everything be happening here in this place, or why things happen at specific points in our lives, right? So I don't know when. I don't know when these things be happening. I just know that I have figured out how to get things to happen. That's it. I have figured out how to get things to happen, but I don't know completely how, and I don't know exactly when. But I'm getting better at those two things, right? But I'm gonna go. So what? Define what the what is. Whatever it is that you are trying to achieve in your life, not even trying. Whatever it is that you are achieving in your life, that you have decided that you will achieve in your life, that's what the what is. Why? Why is it that you decided to achieve this? Is the next one. Who? Who are you when you achieve this? Live as that person. Traits. What is the traits of that person? I know I said who are you, right? And you defined who you are, but what are the traits of that person? And next, let go of how and when. Easy. You don't need to know how and you don't need to know when. Don't become obsessed with those two things because they will derail you. I'm just letting you know right now, that's the whole point of this channel, bro. I'm trying to give you a little bit of tidbits from somebody who be testing these things in their free time, right? And seeing how stuff be working, right? So now you can go test it. You can add a little pizzazz to whatever it is for you specifically. It don't really matter. You don't have to follow what I say. Kendrick made a song on one of his albums recently, and it was like something about him not being your God, right? And that is, and neither am I. So do not listen to everything that I say all the time. Come up with your own hypothesis and figure it out for yourself. I'm just giving you a good baseline. That's the whole point of my videos, to give a smooth little baseline, right? And then I drew a picture of what it is. I got my stick figures, I got my desk, I got my joint, I got my family in the door, right? I got my plant, I got my bookshelf, and I got my boards on the walls. And it might be TVs. Those might be flat screen TVs. There's probably a board, and it's probably the flat screen TV right here. You feel me? And on to the next page. That's my real voice. But only for the successful is what I titled this page. Through my experience, how to get in sync with yourself. Step 1, own up to yourself and who you've been. If there are any things that no longer serve you and they come up with solutions for how you will change. Step 2, break down any barriers to your solution-based self. Assess calmly how you have been avoiding these situations or solutions. Step 3, adapt to your solution-based mind. After assessing, you adapt, making any required changes. Sidebar. This will be as hard as you make it or as easy as you make it. Step 4, have faith and belief. Follow through and come and refresh yourself as needed. And the faith and belief will become who you are. You will notice things just work out without any intervention from yourself. And I'm going to read that for you twice, because that's just as nice. Only for the successful. Through my experience, how to get in sync with yourself. Step 1, own up to yourself and who have you been. If there are any things that no longer serve you and they come up with solutions for change. Step 2, break down any barriers to your solution-based self. Assess calmly how you've been avoiding these solutions. Step 3, adapt to your solution-based mind. After assessing, you adapt, making any required changes. Sidebar, this will be as hard or as easy as you make it. Step 4, have faith and belief. Follow through and come refresh yourself as needed. And the faith and belief will become who you are. You will notice things just work out with any intervention from yourself. Bam, nice. Okay, so that seems like what I was going to read for you guys tonight from this book. I still got so much in here. Some of these pages are empty, but a lot of them are not. Oh, boy go crazy. Boy go crazy with the book. Boy go crazy with the notes, boy. Boy go crazy with the notes. He goes crazy with these notes. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that boy go crazy with these notes. He do his thing with these boys. Oh, that's crazy. That sounds crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I rarely write in this notebook, but I did write some gems in this notebook too, so I'm going to go over them as well. And these are also refreshers for myself because I don't always touch these notebooks. A lot of times it's just my phone. Chapter 7, be ready. I love it. That's it. Chapter 7, be ready. I'm writing a book for my future kids. Right? Chapter 6, how I'm going to break down chapter 6, right? Boom. This is probably the second part of chapter 5. First part of chapter 5, how I'm going to tie everything into each other. This is my first iteration of chapter 5. Obviously, I didn't like it. And chapter 4, I think, is in my other notebook. These are my drawings, little joints I was seeing in the sky that was following me around. Name your creative space. Creative space. If you can tell what this says, just from this, honestly, it's a lot easier to read than I thought it was. I'm not putting any money on that. That's a lot easier to read than I thought it was, and I'm not putting any money on that. All right. Let's get into it. All right, so I probably wrote this over a year ago, right? So let's hop into the new notebook. So we're going to read this right off the page. Don't create idols / false gods. That has been taught everywhere that you can ever think of, and people still make idols and false gods. It's crazy. But by doing this, you place limits on yourself without realizing it, right? Because if you create I'm just going to explain these things as I go. If you create an idol or a false god, that becomes your new limiter. Every time you create a new false anything, that becomes your next level that you have decided that's your new peak, right? So there is a reason why God said don't make no false gods, because you're literally limiting yourself to whatever you can accomplish in this place by doing something like that. Next, move in the ways of God, because all limits are removed, because there is nothing God can't do. Obviously, the world will try to trap you and invade your mind. Know you, the real you. The world will try to silence you or poison the real you. Know you when you look in the mirror. Know you when you think to yourself. Know you when you speak. Get comfortable with yourself so you never try to push yourself away for the world. Don't believe everything I say. Come to your own. I already said that. No one is special. We were all created in God's image. So like God, I am limitless. Facts. Believe in whatever you believe, because I'm no one to judge, and I'm not the one who will be doing the judging. Simple. Now let's read that without me interrupting myself. Let's start it again. Don't create idols / false gods. By doing this, you place limits on yourself without realizing it. Move in the ways of God, because all limits are removed, because there is nothing God can't do. The world is still... How am I messing up reading my own stuff? Let's try one more time. From the top. Don't create idols / false gods. By doing this, you place limits on yourself without realizing it. Move in the ways of God, because all limits are removed, because there is nothing God can't do. The world will try to trap you and invade your mind. Know you, the real you. The world will try to silence or poison the real you. Know you when you look in the mirror. Know you when you think to yourself. Know you when you speak. Get comfortable with yourself so that you never try to push yourself away for the world. Don't believe everything I say. Come to your own. No one is special. We were all created in God's image. So like God, I am limitless. Believe in whatever you believe in, because I'm no one to judge, and I'm not the one who will be doing the judging. Hey, if you resonate with that, drop a comment. All right. Double look is key. That's bad funny. Fix, 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 fix. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. How's everybody doing? While I go through and search for my next note, how's everybody been up to? How's everybody been up to? How's everybody been doing? What you been up to? What you been doing in your life recently? Obviously, you can tell what I've been doing in my life recently, right? You know, trying to write a book. Not trying. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm writing a book eventually. It's not finished. But I'm really just writing it for my kids, for my future children, so that they'll have a guide to live their life by, possibly. Not really live their life by, but, you know, just a guide for life in case they ever need anything to fall back on. And hopefully I'm not gone, but I could be. So, you know, just preparing for something like that in case it was like that. Okay, so I got a couple other things that I wanted to go over on tonight's stream. And this was inspired by Mighty Mouse. I don't know if you ever heard of him, and Clay Thompson. I don't know if you ever heard of him either, right? But this is a physical body healing meditation. And since we already entered the meditation, you know the stream is probably about to end soon. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into this, and I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys. So, sorry about that. I'm sorry about that noise as well. But let's get into it. You know, remember what I told you guys last week if you've seen last week's stream. But I told you a little bit more about meditation, right? Because it's, you know, it's really pretty much a meditation-based channel, right? But I told you, well, not told, but I gave you maybe some guidance possibly for meditating and getting more out of it, right? And the way I demonstrated that last week was to tell you guys to not be staring at your eyelids while you're meditating. What you want to do during meditation is to relax your eyeballs. Those eyeballs are for to look at the outside world for whatever reason, and right now that's not what we're trying to do, right? We're not trying to look at the outside world right now. Right? We are just, you know, growing. We're growing right now, right? So I'm gonna help you plant some seeds. So I want you to close your eyes with me, if you can, if you have the space to do something like that. And when you close your eyes, I want you to relax your eyeballs. Eyeballs have to get relaxed, right? So we're not worried about hopping into any stages of sleep, nothing like that, where you put too much attention on your eyeballs. Right now, we're just relaxing, right? And I just want your eyeballs to just relax in your face. And when you relax your eyeballs, it'll feel like you are falling asleep. That's what it'll feel like, right? You'll feel like your head is getting like heavy, like your body is want to like lay down and rest or something like that, right? And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to fight it. I'm not trying to tell you to fight it right now. I'm trying to get you to relax. I'm not trying. I'm getting you to relax. So next steps, right? So once your eyeballs have gotten back relaxed, and you feel yourself starting to maybe turtle up. I don't know why, but like I be like I turtle up or whatever. I turtle up when I start to drift off, um, for whatever reason, and you'll see, not with your eyes. Don't don't react with your eyes when I say you'll see, but you'll a little light may pop up for you, right? I want you to examine that light that shows up for you. This is how we're gonna heal our body, right? This is how you heal your body when you sleep. Mm. I was there, but I stopped a little bit, and I know why I stopped. Because we forgot a crucial step here. Hop into the heart. Mm, I'm sorry, I almost forgot that for you. Hop into the heart. Thank you for catching me right there. And once we hop into our heart space, we relaxed, we've hopped into the heart. And I'm open my eyes here. I'm finna sleep like a baby. I'm finna sleep like a baby after this. Once once we hop into the heart space, you'll feel uh, like like somebody like you're being held like a baby, right? And once we get in there, remember we set the fire in our stomach, right? That fire is keeping our bellies warm, right? Recycling everything inside of us, keeping everything, fresh. You burn the grass, you burn the trees down, and they it feeds the soil somehow, right? And we're just from hopping in our heart space and the work that we've done to release all of the other traumas in our life. We just threw all those traumas into the flame to let them be burned down, not burned down in a vicious way, right? But just to be recycled, right? That the energy is now need to be recycled because it can't be destroyed, so you got to recycle it. That's why recycling is such a big thing. You just gotta figure out why they get you to do certain things in this world, right? Now you're just recycling that energy. It's being it's being repurposed for you for specific uses in your life now, right? And um, once you've cleared up that space for yourself, once you've cleared up that space for yourself, um, you you turn on this thing called I call the aura sphere, right? And that aura sphere, I, I just all I want you to say are the words aura sphere, right? And you will start to seeing waves come up. Waves all around you, waves in you. The waves are like channeling through your body. Like that's all I know how to call it. That's the only way I know how to explain it. To be honest, um, but the waves. the waves go through you. And my body's reacting because my body's used to sleeping at this point. That's why I'm yawning, getting tired. My body, when I'm kicking this in, right? My body's like, oh, this is what we do when we sleep. This is what happens when we sleep. Not my body, but this is like my being. That's what I'll say. My being is like, this is what we do when we sleep. So I'm automatically trying to fall asleep right now. That's why I'm yawning and everything, because I'm kicking in the aura spirit for healing my body, for healing myself, healing my being, right? And this is why this was inspired by Mighty Mouse and Klay Thompson, because Klay Thompson came back from an injury, and he just really hasn't been able to tap into himself the way he has wanted to this entire time. And Mighty Mouse, I watched one of his streams earlier, and he was like, "Yo, I can't do this at this age, or whatever. I just don't, But he's still awesome. But he's like, he just compensating for age and stuff. Well, none of that stuff is real in the first place. But not to discredit any of that, you just add new things to your repertoire that aid in your function in life, right? So maybe they might see this video and add it to their repertoire, because not only is this a body healing thing, it's really like, ooh, this is like a whole being healing that you go through. Yeah, this is this is like a whole being healing that you go through, and it heals not only the physical, but your mental space, and your your soul space, your heart space. It goes through and it heals you completely all the way through, right? This is something you can practice for yourself, or put into put into your life to help make changes in your life. And it's actually honestly very beneficial. Whenever I'm feeling fatigued, or I tell you guys, I do burnouts every time I work out in the gym. I'll stop periodically, or right before I start to do the burnout, right? The burnout on the weights or whatever I'm finna do on my workout. I stop right before it, and I get into my space. I hop right into my space, and you name your space. Hey, if you wanna be able to hop back into, I'm gonna give you a tip. If you want to be able to hop back into your space at will, whenever you want to, you need to name your space. Because it's like a kid. It's like naming your child, right? It's just like naming your child. I don't have kids, so I can't really explain that, but it's like naming your child. That's just what came up, right? It's like naming your child. So, name your space. It's your space. Might as well give it a name. And, yeah, for sure, that's what it is. Limitless core. And yeah, just give your space a name and enjoy your space. And hopefully you gain something from the stream. I'm finna head to bed. Honestly, I feel rejuvenated and re-energized right now, to be honest. I feel honestly rejuvenated and re-energized. But I'm still going to bed because it's 12 o'clock and I'm going to sleep. I don't really care. I'm going to sleep. I don't really care. But I hope you enjoy the stream. Hopefully the audio isn't terrible or whatever. I will get an edited version of the stream out that goes through the audio, fixes whatever audio issues there may be, and I'll see you next time on the Limitless course. So we're gonna clock out here, and what we gotta say? We all got that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. So peace. You have a great one, and I'll see you next time.